Good afternoon. Today is the 29th of June, and there are apparently government advisors who say that road tax is too cheap for conventionally fueled vehicles. Let's get into this and let's see if they're right. Now, as most of you know, road tax for conventionally fueled vehicles, petrol and diesel ones in particular, has increased a lot over the last few years. I remember in 2017, just before I bought our set Toledo, that the car, which would have been maybe £20 or £30 to tax, was actually £140 to tax, even from brand new, because of a law which came in to get rid of a lot of advantages for even quite low emitting cars. I mean, the CO2 emissions on the Seat are 106 grams per kilometre of CO2. It's not an awful lot, but you know, it's not what it would have been before that deadline. And certainly with diesels, they've been playing around with this for years, and buying a new one is really no longer cost effective for many company car buyers, for example, or even just normal people, because the taxes on ones that aren't Euro 6 D Temp compliant in particular are really punitive. So we're already seeing sort of bits of this going on, and I think car tax for some people is incredibly expensive. The Shogun I had earlier this year was £575 a year to tax. The Rover that I have, the V6 Rover 45, is £330 a year to tax. And you know, there's loads of examples of that, and these aren't expensive cars in the whole. These are cars that are worth, you know, a few £1,000s. They're not expensive ones in particular. So I don't know if road tax is more expensive, but let's take a look at the government advisors findings. They are from the Committee of Climate Change. I'm reading this from the BBC News website, by the way. I have seen this on other websites, so I know that this is a real thing. They say that members of this committee say that ministers should definitely bring forward the ban on conventionally fueled new car sales from 2035 to 2032. It says that the changes on the car tax system to make it more expensive should actually be brought forward before the end of whatever effect we're having from this pandemic, because obviously fuel prices are quite low at the moment, so this would apparently affect people a bit less. It says that the government has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change society for the better by increasing road tax for conventionally fueled vehicles. And a government spokesman apparently said that tackling climate change should be at the heart of the UK's economic recovery. But the chair says that the proceeds of raising these taxes should be put towards low emission vehicles. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this. I think a lot of you on this channel are paying a lot for your road tax anyway, because you've either got older cars, and those generally are quite expensive to tax actually, or you have you know, a number of I've probably got diesels, and you know, I know we don't talk much about those on this channel, but the government taxes on those are just getting worse and worse. It's coming to a stage where I have to warn people about them if they want to you know, buy one, because I just don't know what the government's going to do. There were some diesels back in the day which were free to tax, or £30 to tax. My old Chevrolet Cruze diesel was £30 a year to tax, and you know, it wasn't even quite as economical as my Seat actually, which is interesting. And the CO2 emissions were higher, but it's a lot lower to tax. So there's been a complete reversal of the tax system in this country over the last 3 years or so. And with the congestion charge, with the ultra low emission zone and things like this, and there's a lot of cars that are not compliant with the ultra low emission zone. There's virtually no cars that are congestion charge free, and as you know, it was last week when the congestion charge increased and went 24 hours a day. So I'm not saying that that this is really something that is necessarily a good idea. I understand that we need to reduce our carbon emissions in this country. We need to have a better public transport. We need to encourage people to cycle and walk where they can. And you know, I do walk every day. That's what I do. I have to really. But is this the best way to go about encouraging people to use lower emission cars, to use public transport, to walk or to cycle by hiking the cost of car tax up for conventionally fueled vehicles? I don't know. I don't know. Is this the best way to do it or not? Do you think that we should ban the petrol and diesel car sales and hybrid car sales? I think stop the saying by 2032. Do you think that that's the right thing to do? Do you think that we needed to have the congestion charge go 24 hours a day and be more expensive? Do you think that the government needs to expand the ultra low emission zone to the North and South Circular like they're planning on doing next October? Are these the right thing to do? I leave it up to you. I'm not somebody who's a policy advisor. I'm not an expert in this field. And I do understand that we have to make changes in order for the future to be assured without having loads and loads of pollution around. But is it the best way to go about it? It's up to you. So anyway, I tried to make sure that we've got the right information in this video. I have read these articles, several of them, and I took the facts directly, as you heard, from the BBC News website, so hopefully that's okay. Whether or not this will amount to anything, I don't know. Well, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please don't forget to like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you to everyone who's watched the latest video I did of the congestion charge. I know it wasn't a very good one. I know not all the facts are right on that, and I'm sorry. But for some reason, a lot of you liked it, and I will continue to make these sorts of videos for you to be informed and educated and entertained, hopefully, as well. I've got a Facebook page, facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, and also Instagram, instagram.com/Lloyd_Vehicle_Consulting. Thank you ever so much indeed for watching.